Bjorn Ackerson,
Julian Gray,
Christian Vance,
The Secrets,
Elas,
Horticulture,
Austin Hot.
Academy's now live.
Hi folks and welcome to Sonic Academy 009. We are live again. I'm joined with Chris. Chris, how's it going, man?
It's all going well. How are you?
Good, yeah.
It's been a couple of weeks since we've seen other human beings.
I know it is starting to drag. Like I was sort of initially, I was kind of it's no problem, work from home.
Yeah.
Don't go out that much anyway. And now I'm like, murder a pint in the pub, like.
Absolutely murder a pint in the pub, and just to get in the car and go and drive.
Yeah.
And my car battery was flat today because the car hasn't been moved in about 4 or 5 days.
I know.
So
It's not
I had to go and get a charger. Welcome along everybody in the chat. We have got Show Me the Lights, Dennis Van der Meer, DRL, Chris W. Hello. We've got some bloke called Brian Spence. Don't know who he is.
I know we almost had Brian on the show, but we couldn't quite get his camera set up in time, so we'll maybe have Brian on next week.
There was a problem. Brian's camera looked much nicer than mine, and I wasn't going to have him outshine me. Yeah. We have Seven of Clubs. Hello. Tidris. Hello. Rod Marconi. Hello. Brian Spence is logged in as himself and not Sonic Academy. So Mars Technique.
We got the full squad this week.
We got the full squad. Guys, welcome along. This is as much for us as it is for you. We actually love doing these. It's a bit of an hour or so every week where we can just escape all the other crap that's going on in the world.
You get to actually talk to people. I know, it's amazing.
Oh yeah. We can forget what's going on and talk about music production and stuff. So this week we have a title: Logic versus Ableton.
Yeah.
So it is
there was this. There was this.
This was, I don't know if anybody's seen it, leaked accidentally, we think, on Apple's official website, their education pages, and was picked up by a Reddit user at the weekend. Has subsequently been removed, but it looks like it is clipping within Logic.
Yeah, so I've actually played about quite a bit with the looping stuff in GarageBand because my daughter would record stuff into GarageBand. She quite likes that, and it looks extremely similar to that. So, and it works well enough. It's a wee bit weird because when you're coming from Ableton, because it's sort of the different orientation. It's sort of a horizontal thing. So if you kind of look, these would be your like Ableton scenes.
Yeah.
And then your tracks are vertically.
Do you think that the orientation makes more sense?
Yeah, I think maybe it does. Yeah.
Do you think maybe Ableton looked at it and went, "No"?
Yeah, I mean, well, a thing that's always really bothered me about Ableton, especially when you're in arrange mode, is that all the track stuff is on the right-hand side, whereas every other DAW, everything's on the left, and it took me ages. And in fact, I still don't like arranging in Ableton because of that. I think it's unnatural to have to go to that side. If you think of, let me go to the project. If you think of the majority of the time, you're starting off over here.
Yeah.
So your mouse movement is probably a lot closer for most of the time to there. So anytime you do something to go all the way over there, you're having to it's a bit of a shift. I think
the right hand side seems more like where you would search for stuff, and the left hand is where your inspector would be. And I think most programs are like that.
Although I would say, I suppose, when you break it down to the likes of, using drum racks and stuff, the drum racks workflow, having the browser right beside that side of the screen is really super, super quick, so maybe that's what they're aiming for there.
Go back to the Logic page. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, I probably spoke last week. I've been a Logic head for how long? I was a Logic trainer for 2 years. Never trained anyone.
Yeah, Dans Vandermeer says they should make it configurable so you can just move stuff about. Cubase do that. So Cubase, you can move the
Oh,
panels anywhere.
that's a brilliant idea. Actually, you can sort of customize it yourself.
Yeah, that makes the most sense out of all the things.
Now, last week I was saying I wanted to get to grips with push and Ableton because I have been not frustrated with Logic, and bored of. I think just Ableton.
I've always found it really, really tedious working in Logic. Really super, even compared to Cubase, and I would consider Cubase and Logic very similar.
Yeah, they are
sort of apps.
Well, I was originally Cubase from
up to VST5.
VST5 from Pro 12 when it was Pro 12 on Atari in the early 90s, and I still to this day miss the MIDI programming and stuff in Cubase. It was so much quicker. It was brilliant. Logic was, I mean, even their MIDI transform and stuff, it's just like, get rid of all this gubbins. The environment, you needed a degree in to get into the environment and understand it.
Although the environment was one of the key features that made it really,
usable.
Yeah, you could do so much with that, and I think probably something like Max for Live is a similar idea for Ableton. And one of the guys on the chat has also pointed out that Ableton are doing a 90-day free trial now for everyone, so you can just go and grab it. I think that is absolutely properly amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely worth checking out if you haven't tried Ableton before.
And I'm pretty sure actually Logic's 90 days free as well.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
That's cool. That is cool. I mean, especially for people sitting at home wanting to learn new stuff. Pigments as well, didn't they give a month free trial?
Yeah, we should do a free trial.
What? That's a good idea.
It's a brilliant idea.
How long should we do it for?
What about 7-day free trial?
Yes, let's do it.
Why don't we launch a 7-day free trial? Let's just do it.
Brian,
do you know what?
Make
that
up
happen.
Right now.
Yeah, we have it coming, guys. We've been testing it all week, so we're going to give a 7-day free trial to everybody that hasn't had a subscription before. Go in, check out. If you got Logic for 90 days or Ableton for 90 days, you're locked up. You can go and learn how to use them.
That's a good point. If someone's on a different DAW and they want to switch, you can use some of our tutorials. We've got Logic, Cubase, Ableton, whatever. So if you want to get one of the... and Fruity Loops haven't done anything, have they?
Sound Toys is free for 30 days too. Plugin Alliance is 30-day demos, all reinstated. Look, so do you know what? PlayStation Music in 2000. Oh, that's not free.
PlayStation Music, do you remember that?
I had Club Tropicana on the ZX Spectrum. Yeah, that was my first DAW.
I had at the Atari ST. My first sort of was TCB Tracker.
Somebody's asking what's the wine. It's a Montes Alpha Reserva.
Nice. I haven't even got a glass of water. I forgot.
Well, you can
dying here.
We can play an ad. So yeah, look, the Logic versus Ableton thing. It is. Look, I could not get to grips with Ableton. I tried and it just my brain just. I've been so worked in Cubase on Logic, and then trying to get this.
Trying it recently. I mean, have you found recently that it's still baffling?
No. It's the scene thing. I find the orientation of the scenes because they're going across like that, and then you go into range and they're more like that. Whereas that Logic thing, that makes more sense to me because you can see the color-coded tracks and then you can see the arranged tracks. I'm like, I can get that. I don't particularly like the graphics.
The only thing I would say about, if you look at the scene mode, because it is sort of linked to the mixer, it does give you that mixer mode as well, so you've
that's very true.
You've got that vibe, if it was the other way around, your mixer wouldn't tie in necessarily with your wouldn't tie in. No, I get you. I'm with you on that one actually. So I really, really want to crack Ableton, and I think it just has to be 4 weeks just sitting on the program. Actually, David Sevens guys did videos on, he switched from Logic to Ableton and what he liked and what he didn't like. And there was things like we've tech tips coming tomorrow, and one of them is using the marquee tool in Logic, which is very much like the marquee tool in Ableton. There's definitely my major gripe, and I actually would probably record vocals in Cubase quite a lot, is the vocal comping in Ableton is just totally non-existent. It's a real pain in the dick. It greatly frustrates me. It's just so easy in Cubase, the way you just sort of, select your regions, just swipe the ones you want, and I just can't fathom why Ableton. And again, it's sort of this thing of Ableton. It's, it came up, when all the other DAWs were sort of serious production DAWs. It was sort of like a live, fun sort of thing, and they obviously have been moving a wee bit towards that over the years. But I don't know.
It's probably the one thing we need to tell everyone is there's no better DAW out there. They all do the bloody same thing. They all put in MIDI. They all have audio. They all manipulate audio. They all sound kind of the same. All their stock plugins are bloody so good nowadays. It's, all the EQs and the compressors, everything is there. So it's just, which one do you click with? Which one do you go, actually, I understand that? Is it Reaper, Studio One? Is it FL? Is it Logic?
Studio One's one. I hear a lot of people that use it raving about it. I've never actually tried it. So, because it's got live flipping features and it's got sort of the Cubase type sort of. Cause I think the guys that did Studio One were previously the inventors of Cubase, I believe. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I think the two guys that started Studio One were Cubase guys.
Okay, didn't realize that. The Bitwig RX Ableton guys. Yeah. Not that you could tell, because it's
so completely different.
Somebody's asking which headphones are these. HD 600 Sennheisers, and they will probably get extremely hot. These are you have the 650s. What else do you use, Phil? Headphone wise?
I have I have these are HD 40 or no, these what are they called? M40X? What are they called? Yeah, M40X, and of the 50s as well. 50s actually sound really good.
The what 50s?
The Audio Technica M50X. Okay. I really like them because you can easily get the thing out. It's so easy. There we go.
And you can lick it.
Yeah. But that is handy, and it's the cables works on both pairs. So I've got like a curly cable and a long cable and stuff. So if I'm in the studio working on stuff, then it's quite versatile, I would say.
Yeah. So Brian, do you feed questions over to them over the headphones? He does. He's in my ear talking to me right now. He's not. That's only a joke. So, guys, welcome along. Hopefully, we have an hour's entertainment with me drinking red wine while Phil does all the work. So, I think we're going to go over and have a listen to some demo doctoring.
Yeah, let's do it. What have we got? So I'm actually using. God, if you notice the master fader, smoothly fading up and fading down. Do you like that, Chris?
I like
that. Oh, it's so smooth. So I've got console 1 on the master, so I can fade it down if we want to chat this week, so we don't have to shout over it.
Good.
All right.
And guys, let us know in the comments if you can't hear us or we're too loud and you can't hear the music. We're doing this all remotely, and as we've explained in.
Someone said, "My goodness, they're drunk already." I haven't drunk anything. I think it's probably just Chris.
I'm extremely fucking pissed.
Much more fun when you're drunk, Chris.
It is. Actually.
I know. I was actually going to go and get a rum and coke, and then I didn't have enough time. So.
Oh my! Would anybody
if you
mind?
Can hold the show for 5 minutes.
I would happily hold the show for the next 10 minutes while you go make yourself a rum.
We'll do a few demos and then we'll see.
So I watched last week's show back and I saw my face getting redder and redder as I got wired into the gin and tonics.
That's right, you were drinking on the gin last week.
Yeah, it's my new thing now. So.
Okay, so let's see. Let's just go into the demo folder. We have our first one, Sonair. Yeah, I'm not sure who that comes from. Are you on the chat?
Sonair, rainy night in Tokyo. If you're there, say hello. There's Mr. Marla Music. Hello, welcome along the chat. They ban alcohol in South Africa. Poor you, Nate. I can't believe that. Guys, Marla Music, that is Nate Protoculture. If you want to say hello to him on the chat, please do.
Nice drums.
It's very low for me here, Phil. Phil.
Is that better?
Nope.
Oh, is it very low? Because I maybe haven't. Oh. Is that better, Chris?
Yeah, and then you turn the out. Get it up to 0 and then turn the output down. Very low sound, they're saying. There we go.
What are you thinking there, Chris, so far?
I'm really struggling.
It feels like a build up.
Yeah.
As if there's no actual kick going on.
Yeah, I don't.
And that's the kick coming in there, but I think it needs to be like more, you know.
Yeah, and the kick sounds a bit like Tommy or something, does it?
Yeah.
Oh,
is that Dennis Van der Meer? Is he Sonair?
Don't think so.
Oh, I like that wee vocal. Yeah, no low frequencies, correct?
Yeah, no, you're right. Volts low.
Yeah, it sounds like the whole track has, someone's got an EQ and just like,
Scooped
high passed or high cut and low cut.
Yeah, it's
and just there's nothing.
And the drums sound like it sounds like almost like toms rather than a kick, and
yeah,
and it's giving me the rhythmic is giving me feels of a breaks track rather than a 4 on the floor as well, which I don't think is the intention.
Yeah, it's definitely. I would say it's like a house track that just is. The kick needs to be more solid, and those hi hats just need to be brightened up.
Yeah, so just.
But I do like the vibe, and I like the sort of the fills and stuff. I think it's quite energetic.
There is an energy to it, and there's an atmosphere to it.
It sounds like the middle of a breakdown. It's in a build up. You're waiting for it to go.
Totally big drum roll and then aim with a kick. Ding, 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 ding.
Yep.
Yeah, and that could be epic as well.
Yeah, so I would say that probably someone has got small speakers and they're not hearing those top and low frequencies probably, and filtering them out or something. If that was on my desk right now, I would obviously replace the kick drum with something much more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I would sort the hi-hats out. They're sort of too mushy at the top, or just mix back. I would get them up. And I think that'll probably maybe a bit more beef in the actual bass as well.
Do you need some sort of snare and clap as well to sort of?
I don't know. I can't. No? I don't like kind of like just the sort of the grooviness of it.
Okay. Protoculture, you're a man of many talents as well. You jump in the chat and give your opinion as well if you think we're talking rubbish. But yeah, look, I think it just needs low end. It needs the drums need sorted out. There's good vibes in there. There's really interesting. I do love all the swirliness.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it's been filtered off at 80 and at about 8K.
Yeah.
Although it's probably more this region. Let's put a bit of EQ on and see if we can make it better. See if this works.
Yep.
Like, dancing to that in like Space in Ibiza or something.
Yeah,
if it had the right mix. Do we have the producer on the chat?
We seemingly not. He's not. If you're there, put your hands up. Say hello.
Okay.
Next.
I am going to play this track, and then I'm going to go and get myself a drink of water while it's playing, if that's okay. I'll be back.
That's no problem. I'll hold the fort.
You hold the fort.
Yeah, sounds cool. That sounds all right. And Nate, this is very much your area. Sort of that psych trancey trance. They're wondering, are you coming back with a rum and coke?
No, just went for a water. Just went for a water.
Loser.
Yeah, I would have to go back up to the house, which is probably at least a 5 to 8 minute expedition, I would imagine, by the time I get caught with kids and all that nonsense. So far, so good. Maybe kick is not. Oh, no, kick's not too bad actually. Let's have a look. We want more stuff around this region.
Yeah.
Quite. Just stick that on every track.
Yeah. Just whack everything up.
Yeah, the problem with that is it's just accentuating the frequency on the kick and click. Yeah, I'd want to hear more defined bass line there, you know.
Yeah.
So generally, when I come across that problem, it's just a case of on the synth, either if your synth's got a envelope curve, just sort of bringing that up a bit, or if you're
doing that pitch bend sort of thing.
Yeah, you can do a wee pitch bend thing just to give it a bit of click at the start, or just a tighter. Just use either a better curve on the filter envelope, and also maybe the amp.
Mr. Protoculture says great old school vibes. The kick is a bit thin, arrangement is a bit empty, but I mean those psych trance things are all about the sound effects, aren't they? You can spend hours and hours and hours doing sound effects. And he said, hey sexy man. No, that's not him. Sorry, that's Gop. Hi Gop, you're in the chat as well. And he said back loop for percussion and some snares too. Yep, absolutely agree. It's all
what's a back loop for percussion? Just like a sort of thing going on. Let's check the break. I like the musicality.
Totally.
Of it.
And sound design is really nice actually as well, isn't it?
Oh, Sam Z is on the chat. Hi, Sam.
Is this Sam's track?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Hi, Sam. Welcome along.
Yeah. Nice sound. Sam, what is the sound they're using for the plucky synths?
Bigger! Big! That's your big moment there, big shoom. He said he used some synth called Hive.
Right. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. I think he meant to spell Anna too.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that bit. Sounds maybe a bit computer gamey when it could have been like bangy trancey. Although that is maybe more in keeping with the psych vibe.
Yeah, they need it. That's it's a little bit thin overall. I think just it needs some sort of clap. The build up needs just again. It's every week bigger. Just
How do you get it bigger though, Chris? It's easy for us to sit here and go, "Oh, your track needs to be bigger and better and more awesome." You know, how do you actually go about bigger, better, and more awesome?
Well, that initial first pre-build up there, the synth was just very thin. It just needed some more layers. It needed more reverb, some Atmos. We've talked about this before. Go back and watch show number 6, I think it is, where we talked about 5 ways of creating more interest. So atmospheres, even put in, I think we had this in the track last week. We had rain samples in, or a cityscape sample, and filter it down and have a bit of movement. Just things that keep the ear interested.
And what about general? That track to me sounds sort of just generally overall has a thinness to it, or could use more weight. What's your sort of approach for sorting that out in a track?
Well, it would change. First of all, it would maybe get a sub into the kick, maybe more sub. Look at the bass and maybe change the sound design in it, or maybe just tuck a sub, sine wave with a bit of distortion.
I remember back. When we were in same studio together, you were always quite wary of adding too much bass to your tracks. You sort of always make things a bit bass light.
Totally.
And do you think that should be then the case of like a mastering engineer can just fix that for you? Is it easier to add bass and weight, although you're not getting that sort of punch? Maybe sometimes you're just getting flab if you don't add it where you need it.
I think it was one of the first studios I worked in. There was too much build up of bass, or there wasn't. There was a lot of cancellation of bass. So I remember, when we were road testing stuff out in clubs, it was just this big bass rumble, and I went, "Oh right, I've really got this wrong," and it sounded shit. So I remember then from that moment being really terrified. Plus, we were also, don't forget, we were mastering to vinyl at the time, so
too much bass was a major problem.
It was a major problem just for the grooves.
We used to get DATs sent back saying we can't do your test pressings because you broke 3 lathes trying to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So it was I kind of was not drummed into you, but you were always. But my tracks then became very bass light, and when you listen back to them, they're all like, I wish there was where your tracks had
too much bass.
No, you had substance to it.
2 big hi-hats.
Yeah, but mine were musically superior.
Of course, you did have 5 top 20 hits, Chris. So who can argue with that? Okay, let's go on to our next one. What have we got? Dark Rooms. Davey, is that right?
Davey? Just Davey.
David Buscanet. So David has been a long-term fan, I believe, and has sent this in. And this is based off the tutorial, the Seven Skies, is it? Tutorial?
Okay, yeah. Which is a brilliant...
Was it the Echo or the Seven Skies? I can't remember. One of those. Seven Skies had the big silent pad.
Yeah, are we on air? Yeah, that was it, yeah. Hi, David, you're on the chat.
He's on the chat. Hi, yep. Digi Bolt has asked about can you do a session dedicated to what you mean when you say more reverb?
Yep.
And I've just done a tech tip on more reverb. It's so close to being right, but it's just not executed, I would say.
Totally.
The lead sound probably is the.
If you go back to the lead sound, go back even further.
When it's coming in here.
It's dry as hell.
Yeah.
You know, that's dry.
Yeah.
We want that.
And as well, you know, when you've got, let me see if I've got a synth. When you're playing a synth, you want some sort of release on it. You know, it's like dee 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 dee. It's like all sustain, and then nothing. You know, I would generally when I'm making, you know, when I'm doing a stabby sort of thing, you want your sustain maybe at like sort of 70%, and then you have a bit of a sort of curve up. You know, you want your hold on, let me see where I'm at. You want your attack to start here, and then curve down to your sustain.
Yeah.
And then down to your release.
Okay.
And this sounds like it's just.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, you know, I think even if you end up, and this is what I do quite a lot, is I would sort of create that dynamic in the synth stab.
Mm-hmm.
But then you almost take the dynamic back out by compressing it or some saturation. But what that does is you can sort of feel the attack. The attack has more oomph, even though the sound is still sort of controlled and up front. And then just loads of reverb.
Loads of reverb. He says, Dave, guys, I made this 3 years ago and played it only once at a house party in Barcelona. The police drops in with the drop, I swear. So go to the drop and see what happens.
Yeah, so I really like the musicality. I mean, this is just my opinion, but I would probably have the bass doing a dung 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 rather than just a dung 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 dung, just to create a bit more energy there. And then the stabs, they need to probably, you know, it's too relentless for them to go dun 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 dun, you know, the whole time. So
to me, if you imagine playing that, you're playing the bass and the sort of main riff exactly the same as.
Yeah, I think it's okay to have the bass and the thing the same as long as there's some rhythmic.
There needs to be, as I'm saying, there needs to be some other element or some variation or playing off each other. I think we should do definitely either we do a course on more reverb or we're going to do a plugin that is just a massively swamp reverb.
Yeah,
with no controls.
Yeah, I could play you the tech tip.
Your tech tip?
I'll just do it quickly. The tech tip was this. Will they do the tech tip quickly? We'll do the last demo and then we'll come back to the tech tip. How's about that?
Yeah. And is it more reverb?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was hard to get more reverb without like just washing out your stuff. So here we go. This is the last track. This is Refract Nebula.
Refract, if you're on the chat, say hello.
Refract, are you there? Sonic Fatinator. Yeah, well, let's make a Sonic Fatinator.
Well, that's happening at the moment with lockdown. We're just all getting fat.
So Refract is a new project. I started this one kind of inspired by Yodo, Anjuna Deep, Colorize, etc. with my own sound. Hope you like it, I believe.
I love Yodo and Luttrell. I think those guys are really cool. So I'm looking forward to this.
Starts off good already.
Mm-hmm. Like you've got good rhythm in the hats.
Sausage party. Do you mean sausage fattener or
sausage party?
It's a different thing altogether, isn't it?
So this is DRL in the chat. Hello.
Yeah. So far so good. Nice atmospheres. That's what we're talking about. It's just like lush reverb. You know what I mean? That could be anything. That could be someone screaming in your basement with loads of reverb on it.
And that little sound effect, lovely.
Yeah, good one.
Hey. As Pram would say, he likes the tambourine. Everyone liking this on the chat?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Nice vocal, really like the vocal. Where's the vocal from?
You don't want to stop it because it's building so
No,
nicely.
no, don't stop it. This is brilliant. We're locked in. Oh. Good arrangement as well. Everything's dropping right at the right point. Well done, man. This is great.
Tune!
Oh. This is amazing.
Yeah. Epic.
Your sound design's on it, your mix down is on it, your arrangement is perfectly on it.
Yeah.
This is everything is right.
Yeah. So far so good. Yeah, I just loved how that builded, and just it was atmosphere just kept growing and growing and growing, and that was perfect.
Protoculture said he'd send us out day and hours. He'd release it for sure. Don't let us down. Don't let us down.
Nice.
Got it. Come on.
Is it gonna happen?
Brilliant. Well done. Well done.
Yeah. Something's happening here.
Well done, lad. Well done. Love it.
There we go. There we go. What about that? Yeah. Perfect.
Anyway, look, everyone on the chat is just lit
no,
up.
well done, dude. That's a seriously cool track. Just love the way, especially the first half. Really love the way it built.
Genuine, I would download that and copy that arrangement because it had everything that that happened was just right. And when see
Yeah.
that vocal just has me hooked in. That's one of those club moments. Actually, I would probably use the vocal a little
I
bit
would use
more.
the vocal a bit more, and I think you could milk that break a bit more
Totally.
in terms of just the epicness. You know what I mean? Get a big ah, you know, I don't know.
What would you? The other thing I was thinking, the build up,
Mm.
rather than dropping into everything going, would you just do the old switcheroo and
Down to the
maybe
kick,
just
boom.
kick and bass, and just so it's just an epic moment. Just you're perfect right up to that point. And I thought I was probably 99% with you on the drop,
Yeah.
but I thought, you know what, you could be really, really pushy here and just really just.
I would agree. I thought I was, if the rest of the track was like a double star, the drop I was just taking 1 star off. It just didn't quite get me to the same levels as the rest of the track. But
And I don't know about you, I would have spent a day getting that build and drop right. He said
see,
on the chat,
this section here, just the.
just drop everything.
Either you go a lot more to like silence and bring it right away, and then bash it in, or I think just that section, it's too much of the same thing maybe, but that's the tiniest of nitpicks out of a pretty much amazing track. So.
But it is, everyone says, get this out in hours. This is going to be signed. This is going to be out, and I know people will listen to this. Definitely brilliant, and that is what I love about this. When we discover these, we had one a couple of weeks ago. It was just this bloody gem of a track, and you're listening to it going, nailed it, absolutely nailed it.
Nothing. We start Sonic Academy Records and just start signing all the good tracks.
I don't know.
Get it sorted. Okay, here's a question: if we started a Sonic Academy record label, would you sign your tracks to Sonic Academy?
Please say no, because Phil will. It's just another thing that we go, no, not another thing. Yeah. So guys, just to let you know, if you scroll up in the chat, Brian posted the link for the free trial. So it's probably not live.
DRL could be our first release.
Yeah, DRL. We're gonna make yes. A star. Did he say yes?
He just said yes. So.
Oh, we'll have to.
We'll even bring him in. He can come to the studio and we'll mix it down on these speakers. And
I'll get that into Anjuna Beats as well. That's something.
If that was my track, I'd send it to Anjuna. And
who else would you send it to?
It's probably a bit too big for Afterlife.
Yeah. Maybe try and get it to like Jody Westernoff, those sort of guys. What?
Toolroom? Too trancy for Toolroom?
Too trancy. Maybe not spinning, but what do you call the Armada? Maybe like what have they got? Free, like a deeper thing.
Sonic Academy's new label's amazing.
Is it?
Yeah, it's going to be so good.
Well, do you know what? We're doing live ANR sessions, so it's dead handy. Yes, there's the link to Sonic Academy /free trial, and it's 7 days free. So it is.
Yeah.
Totally free.
You're getting loads of comments. There we go. Yes, that's a good question. What DAW do you use?
Me or
no, DRL? What DAW do you use? What sensor are you using? Give us a bit of info on the track and what you worked in Logic Pro X. Oh, there you go.
Logic Pro X, yeah. Oh.
You can make tunes, Chris.
Can you show me how to do it? I have discovered this week in lockdown, I've totally forgotten how to make music, and it's really sad.
Do you actually have a label? Do we have the Beatport thing? Did we ever? Because I remember we were talking about that like 5 years ago. Did we do it?
5 years ago, I think Brian can. He was looking into getting a. I think we had some portal set up with Beatport and then never did anything with it. So it possibly still there. Enhanced is a really good shout. Colorized is a good shout. Those sort of labels. DRL used June 3 Diva Serum Spar on this one. I forget. You don't need all those sends. You don't need them.
Just get on it too.
Just on it too. We've made all the presets for you. You can just hit 1 key and it just makes it sound amazing.
Okay. So what are we going to do now? We can. Do you want to see some presets?
No? Yeah.
Do you want to see some presets?
No?
Do you want to see some presets?
Well, yeah, this is what this is about. Let's show exclusive
stuff. So we've been working on a progressive, because there's been so much really good progressive stuff coming in over the last few weeks. It really got me buzzed up So it did.
You inspired him.
Yeah, it genuinely did. It genuinely did inspire me, and I bet this crashes. It probably will. Yeah, so I just started making some progressive presets for Anna 2, and then I wonder, is this right?
Is this right?
It doesn't sound right.
No.
Hold on, that's not the right one. Is it the right one? What was the one I sent you? Demo 1? Maybe this is it.
I don't think it's that many.
Do you remember the one the other day when you had listened to on and you didn't know it was on? I pressed it.
Yeah, I got terrified because you'd left it on and then went away for about 2 hours. I was working away, and next thing this music started blasting. I went, ah!
Okay, so I'm gonna I'll listen to still on. So let's log in here so you can hear it as well. You should still be able to hear this, and we will.
You just stop the transmission.
It's just started.
Oh right, started.
See, there's all Anna 2 presets. Let's see.
This is a new sort of proggy pack where, when I say we, again, I've done 3 presets. Yeah.
And these are basically all. If you like the new Camel Fat remix of Days Go By. No.
Oh, I love that track. So cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a few wee presets, but we got. It's just a big saw, super big saw. It's a bit low, that one, isn't it?
Yeah. And then we've some pads.
Yeah, well, to be decent, I didn't have. There's not much else other than basses at the minute. There's a couple of wee bits and bobs. The effects.
Yeah. And we're starting on ARPs, so we've done a few ARPs.
That's from the. Anyway, so there you go. We're working on that. If you have any requests for sounds that you want to see in the preset pack, link us up and I'll recreate them.
Cool. Somebody, Mark Anthony's asking, can you give me feedback on a demo? Yeah, send it into live@sonicacademy.com. While I'm here and not in the studio, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the, what do you hit? Smash the like button and hit the bell, or smash the bell, hit the like. What is it? I can't remember. Do one of the other.
Smash the bell. No, I don't know.
I don't know. And tell everyone about this. You know, we love doing it. It's an hour of escapism. I love the community. Guys, somebody's asking about Node. Is it releasing soon? It is.
It is, yep.
It's very, very soon.
And just waiting on a few more presets and finishing off the web stuff. Basically, I think is where we're at.
Yeah, the web, that's just kind of, in fact, the development of the web is ongoing as we speak.
Yeah, it's in our chat. It's
in our chat.
On my Node or my Slack, yeah.
Do I need to move this 14 pixels this way? So, yeah, it works with June 3. It works with Avenger. It works with Pigments. It works with...
Yeah, we did a bunch of testing. Sorted with June yet. I'm not sure. You can import stuff in June, but it doesn't automatically drop it into the folder. So you have to sort of use June's wavetable import feature for that. But
before you head over to this, we have tomorrow? We have a bit of a celebration.
Yes. Do you want the advert?
I want the advert. You know, Will has edited the advert all day, so just wait. Oh. This is Tech Tips Volume 50. So we are up to our 500th. 500, that's hard to say. 500 tech tip.
Half 1,000.
Half 1,000 tech tip. Phil started this how many years ago?
11 years ago.
11 years ago
was the first tech tip.
was the first tech tip, and we've been doing them sort of every couple of months. We do in bunches of 10. We've had people like JTech do them, King Unique, Fluff Monkey, myself,
Brian
Phil,
did one.
Brian did one. So
he didn't do one for the 50s, but he's done what he did. He did the second tech tip ever, which I can't remember what it was now.
He did some great ones.
The first
back
one
in
was
the day.
a vocoder, because Ableton back then didn't have a vocoder, so you had to use the TAL vocoder. Anyway, I'll run the ad, and then you can all have a big laugh at me.
Yes, and then we'll come back and we'll do Fix My Mix.
All
okay.
Right. That didn't work.
Hello, it's Matt Thomas here from King Unique, back with Sonic Academy for Tech Tips 50. 50?
Hi, I'm Richie, otherwise known as Dirty Secrets, and Sonic Academy asked me to pick my favourite tech tip.
Don Kane here with my favourite tech tip.
It's Nature from Protoculture, and it's time for a tech tip.
So for Tech Tips 50, I decided to bring back one of my favorite tech tips.
Hey guys, this is Bluff Monkey for Sonic Academy.
In this tech tip, I'm going to show you some of my favorite hidden features.
Hey there, and welcome to Sonic Academy's Tech Tips Volume 50. That's over 50, Hi, and welcome to another Sonic Academy. Make it create a more interactive. Give it a nice swell sound. Mother. So there we go.
Do you think it's all professional here? But actually,
there's a lot of me saying bad words into the screen.
Into the screen. So, guys, yeah, that comes out tomorrow. Tech Tips 50 with our man Protoculture. We've got King Unique. We've got Bluff Monkey. We have got Dirty Secrets, myself and Phil, and probably somebody I've forgotten, and I'll get killed. But yeah,
Dirty Secrets. Did you say it?
I said Dirty Secrets.
Bluff Monkey.
Said Bluff Monkey.
Nate. Matt.
I said Nate. Matt, King Unique, yes.
King Unique, me, you.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Tech tips.
Tech tips. So there's 500 tech tips on our site if you're new to Sonic Academy.
Are we putting them live on YouTube for freebies?
You said that today. I think we should. What do you think, guys?
I think we should, yeah.
Should we just put all 10 of those live on YouTube for freebies? I think we should. As a bit of a celebration, why not? Everyone's in lockdown, so yeah. Hope you enjoy that. Who's the chap with the amazing synth behind him at the start?
Matt.
It's probably King Unique. King Unique has
If you don't know who King Unique is, because you might not know if you weren't sort of around back in the day, because he hasn't made music for quite a while. There's a couple of the Virus. Oh, I love that track so much.
His track.
Yeah. Do you not remember King Unique, the Virus?
No.
Ah, come on.
He has got the most incredible. He has got CS80s, which is like £20,000, sitting in a shed, like a barn at the back of his house. I
don't think I'm going to be able to play this because it doesn't come through the audio.
Okay. Play it. Somebody saying play it. He did a great essential mix. There you go.
You did do a great essential mix. King Unique the Virus. Mutiny the Virus. Oh, it was Mutiny the Virus King Unique remix.
Right. Copyright strike. Who cares?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
love that.
So go and check out King Unique. He is brilliant, and
a couple of other bits. I can't remember. What did he do? A Medicine 8 remix or something as well?
I love Medicine 8.
Oh, I'm so good.
Like Medicine. He is an absolute genius when it comes to synths. He does all our synth courses and goes through.
Brian, pull the plug. They're drunk. I am definitely going to get drunk next week. It looks so much fun. I have to. Yeah.
It totally is much fun. So, yeah, guys, let's go over to Fix My Mix. This is a track come in from who?
Darren Reese, who is a buddy of mine on Facebook, who sent me the track during the week, just asked me if I thought the mix was okay, and I went, no, it's not. But I'll fix it for you.
Under the proviso.
Under the proviso, we can use it in the show. It's actually really nice. So I'll play a bit of the track, and you can
have a listen. Can you have a look at my your listen to the?
Oh yeah, are you not the right volumes?
It's not in right volume. It's just try and get it in 1 second there.
Oh yeah, you want?
Yeah.
You want some better vibes? Yeah, is that good?
Yep.
Okay, we'll give a shout out to the first person who can figure out what the sample is.
I know. I got it.
Anyone guess the sample? Anyone?
Me, sir. That's me.
You got it first time, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. But I think it was further on in the track, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fired on a bit.
Jesus, those claps are loud, aren't they? I think that's where you can hear it better. Anyone?
They're a wee bit behind. We'll get it in a second.
The first one to answer gets a £10 Sonic Academy voucher.
Yeah,
DRL. Oh, Nate Protoculture just missed out by 1 second. DRL, we'll get your email address. Send it to us at live.
You deserve £10 voucher
Exactly.
as well for the track, so that's good.
Exactly,
That worked out well. Okay, so I'm just going to do this pretty quickly, and we'll just go through just one section of the track. So let's see, where's the... Okay, so we'll go for this bit. I mean, it's pretty obvious what needs to be done, initially. Again, we'll sort of focus on the drum stuff, and then we'll focus on the sort of the bass kick vibe, I think. One thing I noticed as well, I'm not sure if this is because Darren is using an older version of Ableton, but he's got this sort of group arrangement thing going on here, where he's got separate tracks for groups. I don't understand why this is done. I don't know if Darren's watching, but yeah, so I'm basically going to ditch all those because it's so much easier just to do groups in Ableton by actually just grouping stuff. So
just grouping the drums.
Yeah. So I'm just going to get all the drums. There's basses. We'll move them out of the way. We'll get all this stuff grouped up. And then we can color it to the right color.
Yes, which you pointed out in that, and Apple need to go and sort this out in that Logic picture.
It's completely the wrong color. Like, what are they?
Completely wrong. I'd say if Steve Jobs was around today, he wouldn't allow that.
No,
he would have stopped that right in the
like, dudes, your colors
dudes,
back to front.
Drums are red, bass is brown.
Okay. Now none of these are sending to anything, are they? Let's go to master. No, it should be the group one, shouldn't it?
I don't know.
It's because I deleted their... Okay, so the kick actually looks like it's sampled off another track. So it's probably actually theoretically okay if you actually zoom in. But to me it just doesn't seem to kick through, so I'm going to obviously swap that out with kick 2, because then we can do all the good stuff.
Okay.
Just put that on. Can I put? Oh, I don't need to put it on there. I just want to get rid of.
Oh, sorry. There's a guy on chat here.
Yes.
He might have to be barred. Gator, you call him?
Yeah.
He says drums are blue.
What?
Dude, I'm
not
utterly
sure.
wrong.
I think
bass is orange because it's funk. Right, hold on. Drums are blue because they're cool. Bass is orange because it's funky, and vocal is green because that's the money. He does make a convincing argument.
Some vocals, I go blue with my vocals quite a lot.
And whoa! Nate Protoculture, his drums are blue.
What?
What? Lads.
What dolls are you using? Maybe they're using some like crazy dolls.
No, all wrong. All wrong.
I don't know.
You can't remember what you did now, can you?
We'll just that's fine. We'll just go for that.
Okay.
Just want to measure that against the basses. They're obviously only sending out to. Okay, let's get to where's the clappy bits?
So I think
really
myself.
Like this. What? Sorry.
I think on the chat, somebody when they were playing through, the claps were really loud and abrasive, weren't they? We wanted to.
Now the problem with the claps is that they are actually. They've got hi-hats and stuff built in them, but I actually do really like the clap sound. So I'm going to just actually duplicate and see if I can split those out.
Mars Technique says that his bagpipes are always tartan, that's fair enough.
That's a good idea, yeah. So we'll just get our pen tool. We'll go into envelopes, go to clip volume, and I'm just going to see if I can just get those claps on their own. Yeah, so that works there. Should be able to drag that out.
And what are you just going to turn the volume down, or how are you softening?
So I've just turned the clip volume down.
Okay, yeah. So you're isolating the clap. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'll do the opposite with this second one, where I'll just take out the clap.
Okay. So take out the clap, and then you can rebalance the.
Yeah.
You're not just a pretty face.
I just need to have that looped. So now we've got the same sound, but we've actually got a. Hey!
Why are you arguing about the colour since? Phil has done something pretty amazing.
What else that enables us to do? So we can change the sound of them independently. So maybe put sort of a different EQ on this.
The one thing I use in Logic quite a lot is enveloper, which would just, you can really shorten and tighten up a sound, or soften a sound. So I use that quite a lot on loops to really tighten the loops how I want.
Yeah, what I'm going to do as well while we're here, I'm going to just get rid of the kick as well, because there's like a kick thump on that.
Mars Technique also says, and it is a good idea, we should do a fix my mix color.
Fix my mix colors, yeah.
So we don't do the sound, we just recolor.
Fix all your colors. Yeah. Okay, let's see. We're getting some shizzle here. So now we're just hi-hats.
There you go.
And I'm just gonna rename that so we know what we're on. Hats. And I want to get them chunkier and swackier.
Swackier. We haven't said swacky since probably
in a while.
Episode 3.
Saturator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to turn the volume down because I'm going to saturate. So I'll solo that so you can hear. Dry. Wet.
So you're just slurring it up a bit?
So now I've got a balance between the two. We can A/B. And I'll go into this. Now, I am not a fan of hard
Filtering.
filtering.
Why? Why are you not a fan of
Because I
hard
think
filtering?
sometimes it creates a bit of pre-ringing potentially, or
I'm not a fan of low cutting everything in a mix.
no.
I like to have. I think some junk in that lower end can actually create an atmosphere and be part of the sound.
Agreed. And then just a balancing job. And it's probably all a bit dry, so we can add. We'll add a bit of
We have to make a reverb plugin now. We really have to.
what reverb will we go for today?
Oh, let me think. Valhalla.
No, do you know what?
What? What?
I'm going to use.
Valhalla.
Verb Suite. Let's use a bit of Verb Suite.
What?
Yeah.
We don't like change around here.
For some good drum ones, let's go for
These very much kind of RMX 16 vibes, are they?
They are all from classic things. So you can see down here the model number. So FG6000 is the old TC6000.
Okay.
We have all
I
different
did
types
see
of yachts.
I did see non-linear.
Yeah,
there
there is that Tom one is the classic
presume
RMX
that's-
16,
yeah.
the giddy 80s drums.
I love that reverb.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a sort of a roomy sound and nothing too big. Yeah, I like that because I don't want it to be like overtly wet, but I want to just it to sound like it's in a bit of a space.
Okay.
So again, just a tiny bit on those actually. And I think I'm going to need a loop in there as well.
A second, a sort of more 16th loop to give it pace, to give it.
Yeah, well, first I was going to just get a housey sort of loop.
So it'd be interesting, like in your head, what do you think? What do you think is it?
Just I want to sort of add on to that hi hat and just give it a houseier vibe initially.
Okay, but I mean, I suppose viewers are probably going, why would you go for a housey thing when it's not a housey track? And you just hear something in the hats, you're going,
yeah, this is basically the hats sort of sound that I want. Without all that skippy nonsense. And again, we'll get rid of some of the bits that we don't need here. And again, it's just to sort of complement those hats that are already there.
So, Ghost Life has turned up. Is this your friend Dave?
This is Darren, I believe. Yeah.
Darren, is he called Ghost Life?
I'm assuming so. Yes.
He says he's a bit late to the party here. Well, thank you for turning up. Late.
That's okay.
Thanks.
I missed much.
This is my track. Looking forward to reviewing it from the start as soon as you finish. Cheers. How do you pronounce that name? Baraka?
Yeah. So
Baraka?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we've done so far, we've changed a bit of the kick. We've beefed up the hats. We've separated out your clap from your hats. Do you know what I'm going to do? Because I am actually going to take off. There's a lot of stuff on the mastering. This is going to sound weird now, but
This is his stuff on the
Yeah.
mastering. Where do you stand on mixing into a mastering chain?
I don't mind mixing into a bit of compression and then I'll periodically throw the full mastering chain on and have a listen and then maybe do a render and then take it off again.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably keep it on if it didn't contribute so much to delay.
But sometimes good for vibe as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
to get
it's
it
definitely
in.
good for vibe. But the stuff that I would use would be, I would use the VBC, the virtual bus compressors, probably Chandler curve bender, and then a limiter. But those all really contribute to the delay. So then when you're in the track and you're doing stuff, everything's sort of a bit messy. Then I find it difficult to use. So I would normally just take those off. Sometimes with just a bit of glue on the end.
Okay. Just to gel it all together.
Yeah. Not totally sold on that kick yet. I did do a kick in the previous one, but
you can't remember.
Well, no, I sort of copied the kick that was there.
Uh-huh.
I did the assimilation thing. Anyway, we'll move on to the bass line. So the bass sound, I think you need more going on than just that
drone.
Basic drone, yeah. So what we'll do is we will go in. I'm going to just take this from. I'm going to see if I can find the other project because this will be much quicker. So I have done that. Here, do you know, I'll take the kick as well.
Here's one I made earlier. No, but this is, we're trying to keep this interesting for people to watch rather than watch paint dry when we're, selecting a kick and stuff. So we are always trying to balance between moving along.
Ironically, those kicks are almost exactly the same. So let's see. Is that the new kick that I made?
So while you're working away, I just want to tell people, I spoke to JTech today. People are wondering about the remix competition. He has selected his top 10 and they have gone over to Anjuna Beats for their consideration. So hopefully, I think just because of the way things are at the moment, everything's just a little bit slower. And I hope you are all getting your Jerome Ismay and Alistair tracks in at that remix closes pretty soon.
Yeah. Let's see. That was that bit. So, okay, we'll get to that bit afterwards. Let's see, where's the Anna 2 bass? I think it's maybe that bit, is it?
There's Al in the chat. Hi, Al. Hi, Mark Anthony. Welcome along. Deadly Custard, nice to see you. Hope you're all working on the 11th. Deadly Custard can tell me, yes. Thank you. Is it the 11th?
Okay, so this is the bass that I sort of came up with. Again, just using this, I didn't want to stray too far away from the sort of held note thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I created this in Anna 2. I'll go through what this is. My hooky looking copy of Anna 2.
Is that a legit copy? Are you sure?
This is good. This has got all sorts of stuff going on in it. So yeah, we've just got a square wave. We've got the tri-saw and a saw. Saw is doing the 7th.
That's key to that sound, I think, isn't it? It's lovely.
Yeah, just adds to the vibe. And then I'm using the Corgi filter. I've been using that quite a lot recently, actually.
Why?
I don't know. I think I might just go through phases. It's a 2-pole filter. All the rest of the Anna filters are 4-pole.
4, yeah.
So this is kind of gives you a slightly different sound.
Is it kind of you just sometimes get a bit bored of hearing the same filter? You go, I want something different.
Yeah,
You go,
it is,
yeah. And I mean that feels very Gabriel and Dresden sort of vibe to me. So yeah, cool. Oh, slow down there.
I'll put the original loop in here. So. And then, so what I did was I recreated the Grease 2000 we've got our classic 90s.
Twang.
Yeah, that's the lately bass.
I was going to say that's probably where it's from, isn't it?
I think it's. Tons of reverb. I'm going to do another thing with the drums, and this is something I do fairly regularly. Is grip all the non-kick stuff.
Yeah, yep.
And put a compressor on, and then side chain the kick into it.
Just to get more pumping.
Yeah. For me, it just sounds more real or something. It's hard to describe. It sounds more like a released track type vibe, you know.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Sometimes when there's too much dynamics, you can sort of. Yeah, don't like that reverb. What was I thinking?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Thinking?
Go back to the Valhalla one. Go on.
What was I thinking? I'm just gonna go. Let's see.
You were just showing off at that stage.
Trying to be cool with my fancy new reverbs.
Hey, look, everybody! I got this reverb.
That's nicer. Let's get it a bit brighter. There we go.
That's the thinking, huh? Yeah.
I think that was basically all I sort of did. All I really wanted to do was up the bass, sort of sort the drums out a bit. I would maybe put a compressor on the overall drums there.
So are you going to put a compressor over the side chain drums or everything?
Do everything there.
Okay.
Nothing too much. So let's go for.
You just want to kiss the compressor, is that?
And this is about bringing up the overall sort of chunk of the drums.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm going for no attack, quite a low release.
So it's literally just the main body of the drums. You're trying to just control those sort of.
If I go full wet, you can sort of hear there. That's all chunked up.
Yeah.
If you open the release and the attack, it gets a bit more clicky and stuff. We just want it quite slushy, and then we'll just mix that in very gently. And it just sort of chunks them up. Chunky drums. Yeah.
People ask, let's hear it with sort of drums against the bass then, that new bass you put in, and the drone bass then, see how it all works. Yeah. It moves it along, it forces it along a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you could probably drop out that sub if you kind of don't really need it as much anymore. And then we'll just do a quick master. Let's go on to VBC. I don't like the mix squasher. I think it's a bit too much. I use the classic HP one quite a bit.
So just, again, just gently kissing
Yeah.
things, and you're always looking to reduce things by 1 or 2 dB at this stage. You're not really looking
so
to.
as well, I noticed if on my on the sort of inputs there that it's hitting the reds, and I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to nudge it back.
And I take it this classic mix is based on a Fairchild, is it?
This is SSL, the top one. That's the grey.
Oh, top. Sorry, I was looking at the bottom.
And then if I was going full mastering mode, I would probably put on the Fab multiband. I'm really looking at those hats. Don't want them cooking out too much. And maybe want to bring out the low mids a bit. They're probably not sort of... It's sort of like it's part EQ, part sort of control.
Guys are asking on the chat here, Phil. Can we hear this full mix afterwards? Is this possible?
The full mix of the original.
No, I think what you did.
Yeah, I'll try and I'll load it up, but it's pretty much this, I think. I mean, I only generally work on a section, so I would need to sort of go and arrange it all out. But I think
it's back to that thing we've talked about before. Should we run a stream of Phil working on these things
afterwards? Yeah,
afterwards with very little commentary, just sort of you can watch, how he gets to this point. So yeah, look, hit us up in the comments if that's something you guys would be interested in, or are you more interested in this quick snapshot of
I'll quickly try and load the original one, or the one that I was working on earlier. Again, I did
a few more bits and pieces.
I don't think I did a huge amount more than that.
And this would literally be just streaming and Phil talking here.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose the challenging thing is it's getting quite late. I don't know if I could manage another hour at this time, but
no. But I'm talking maybe.
Yeah, if we did another evening.
Yeah, or like on Thursday we record it and then stick it up. Oh.
Yeah, that was it. I don't think there's
there you go. So that's it. That's do you want to? You don't have a version of the original, do you?
The original, not anymore. We just ruined it.
As is our want.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you very much again for tuning in tonight. It is a pleasure to do this, and it's a lot of fun for us.
Yes.
As you can see, we're getting more and more comfortable because we're getting slightly more and more drunk. I am.
Yeah.
No, look, it's brilliant to just escape for an hour and a half and get really zoned into some music. Your demos are brilliant, DRL. Thank you so much for sending that in. Yeah. Hope the other three guys, I hope you got something useful from our feedback there. To Darren, is it, that sent in the Fix My Mix?
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a cool track.
Brilliant.
I'll send you over what I've done, and you can either use bits of it or not, as usual.
There's Paul Smith in the chat. El Serrano, guys, well done. The other thing is, clocks have changed here, so we should make you aware that we're now on 8 p.m. British summertime, which is GMT +1, I think. Brian can probably confirm that. So yeah, our clocks went forward on Sunday. So
which I had no idea about, and I woke up, I was like, what? Why is it this time?
Why are the birds singing at this time of the morning?
Yeah, if you want to send demos in as well, the email's been put in the chat. It's live@sonicacademy.com, so you can fire them there. And if you want them to be a Fix My Mix, either just collect all and save and throw it straight across to us with a WeTransfer link or Dropbox or whatever, or just mention that you want your track used for Fix My Mix, and we sometimes we'll pick one, sometimes we don't, if depending on if we've got something else lined up. But Yeah.
I want to thank everyone that joined us on the chat tonight. It's been really, really enjoyable seeing all the comments come in, to Nate Protoculture, who joined in, to Mars Techniques, to Blank Poster, El Serrano, DRL, all Tidris. Guys, I actually love getting all the comments in. We had yesterday, we had the top 5 Melda Productions free plugins from the guy like Protoculture. He also did a really, really clever trick about convoluting reverb. So go and have a look at that. It's a really cool tech tip. And tomorrow we have Tech Tip 50. So we have 10 tech tips from our regular content makers, from Dirty Secrets to Bluff Monkey to King Unique to who else? Phil,
Nate,
Chris, Nate,
me,
Protoculture,
you.
yeah. So yeah, that's us all getting together. We had a trailer earlier on with Phil doing some outtakes, and then next week, I can't remember next week. What is next week? I think it's something pretty special. I think we have another remix competition coming.
Yeah, cool.
With a company called New Retro Wave, if anybody has heard of them.
Ooh, yes, I have. A synthwavy one? Ooh.
A synthwavy one.
Also, Chris, I had suggested to you about me and you just working on a remote project together of one of our things and streaming it live. So if there's if you guys out there would be interested in us probably drinking, probably just making a random track and chewing the fat, let us know. We might do that some evening as well.
I promise once lockdown's over, I'll sober up and stop drinking, because there's just nothing else to do except drink.
It'd be a hangout. You can watch us make a track together. Me and Chris have been on at each other about like doing another project. We've never actually done a track together, Chris.
Ever. Well, no, we did. We did one remix, I think, that I think went out. But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's something we've worked together for 20 odd years, and never done a track together. It's weird.
A track together, yeah. I've remixed one of your. I've remixed a couple of Agnelli tracks. Have I?
You have. You did. Every Day.
I did the orchestral mix of Every Day, as well as the 2000.
In 2000, you did the big orchestral in 2000, and you did various Alex Gold remixes for things. So, guys, thank you so much for joining in. Tomorrow is Tech Tips 50. We also have, hopefully tomorrow, we'll have 7-day free trial ready to go. So that's sonicacademy.com/free trial.
Anna 2 still on sale. Get it.
Anna 2 65% off.
If you're especially if you're an Anna 1 user.
Yeah,
it's still like with the ridiculous extra discounts. So
if you're an Anna 1 user that is a subscriber, you get it for like 10p.
Yeah, it's like 30 quid or something ridiculous. So definitely do that, especially because Anna 1 doesn't really work anymore.
And then Node, we are just working on the webpage. As soon as everything's ready to go, and as soon as the webpage is ready to go, we'll get that out to you. Hopefully, Brian, tomorrow, perhaps, maybe you could say it on chat, or maybe Monday. All right. So, guys, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you to Phil.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Good to see you, dude. Miss you not being here.
High five.
Start going. Your hand is so much bigger than mine.
You're like Donald Trump with your tiny little hand. All right. So, guys, thank you very much, and see you all very, very soon.
Bye.
Want to learn how to use Ableton Live 10 taught to you by an Ableton certified trainer? SonicAcademy.com have 36 in-depth tutorials that take you from opening Live 10 for the first time to exporting your first track. We look at arrangement and session views, explain how to create your first beats and sounds, and even making your production shine using Live's built-in effects. You also get downloadable project files and samples so you can easily follow along at home. So what are you waiting for? Learn Live 10 from scratch today only on SonicAcademy.com.